We were hearing forecasts of some rain along the coast. I wonder what the weather is like this morning in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro.
Well, Bradan, it certainly is a bit chilly here in Port Elizabeth, the Nelson Mandela Metro. But of course, people are in fact braving the weather to come and cast their vote. But of course, not everyone is coming to vote, as we hear that some employees are being stopped to actually cast their vote today, being taken to work, and the employers don't want them essentially to go and cast their vote. I've heard that from Muzingi Salosi, the COSATU president, who did in fact say Transnet is one of those companies that do not want their employers to go cast their vote. But she is actually joining me this very moment. Thank you for joining us at eNCA, Sisingiswa. But in democratic South Africa, surely that shouldn't be the case.
It shouldn't be at all. It shouldn't be at all. And what COSATU has done is that we have compiled a list of companies. We have written to the Independent Electoral Commission. We have written to Business Unit South Africa, and we said these are the list of companies, BUSA, that belong to you. IEC, this is the transgression that is being done by employers in this country for workers to cast their vote. It has helped us, that intervention by the IEC, to some extent, because out of 11 companies in the transport industry, 9 has agreed that workers will be released to go and cast their vote. We still have a problem with Transnet. I'm getting reports now in the morning that Transnet has said they're not going to release any workers. And we are saying to employers, this is a transgression of a constitutional right of workers. You cannot. The president has declared this day to be a paid public holiday. Every citizen of this country has a right to cast their vote and determine the future of this country. Any law in this country is under the Constitution. So there is no law that supersedes the Constitution. So that constitutional right of workers supersedes any law, any agreement that would have been reached by a union for those workers to be at work today. So we're calling on Transnet to really release these workers. And we have agreed as COSATU that we will be making a turn into the shopping malls. Ask employers that have those workers casted their votes? And we are not prepared to sit back, and we are saying to employers, this is a fight we are prepared to fight, we are prepared to take, and we can guarantee them this is a fight we are going to win.
And then what consequences will these companies face? Because I'm sure the employees will face consequences for not going to work.
We are waiting. We will be waiting. We are saying to workers, leave that workplace, go and cast your vote. It's important. This is the only day that is going to come for you to determine the future of this country. Tomorrow, this day will be gone. Praise the weather, come in, because tomorrow we're not going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about the results. Consequences we're going to walk with you through. There shouldn't be any. There shouldn't be any. That's why we have said we are prepared to take this fight, and this is a fight we can guarantee employers that we are going to win. We spoke with BUSA. We spoke with Tanya Cohen, the CEO of BUSA. She has written to employers to say, release workers on this day. We have written to the IEC. There's a letter by the IEC. We are going to take this letter to all these malls, to all these employers, to say, which game do you want us to play? We are prepared to play it, but you must play it by the rules. Release workers. Look, workers have been guaranteed a paid wage on this day. There's nothing over and above a salary other than a double pay. Anything else should follow after a worker would have casted his or her vote. But we're saying we will work with them. We're going to do that. We're going to move. We're going to ensure that workers are released. Those that are at work working today should have casted their votes.
Now, you're about to cast your vote yourself in a province that has the highest rates of unemployment, over 40% unemployed people of the Eastern Cape province. Now, why should they continue voting for the party that you're possibly going to vote for?
The reason why we are calling on all workers and unemployed to cast their vote today and vote for the African National Congress. We have been under the apartheid regime, under colonialism for over 300 years. It's only 25 years that the ANC has been in power, and the first 5 years of that 25 years was a government of national unity, when the ANC had no power to really run this country. But we're saying number of improvement has happened. Jobs are going to be created because when government of the ANC create an environment, business must come and invest.
Those jobs aren't being created here in the Eastern Cape, and they keep hearing these promises, but what's going to change?
We should be able to say, where is business? We should be able to say, what is making business not to invest? Is business on an investment strike in this country? Are we having those conversations with business and asking them? Recently now we had a job summit where business in this country and business outside this country gave the guarantees and said, we are going to be coming into South Africa because we have faith in President Cyril Ramaphosa, and we're going to come and create employment in South Africa. And we are saying to the people of this country, the workers of this country, an opportunity. He is a well-renowned businessman. He is a former trade unionist. He understands, he created this constitution that we have in our country. He said, coming from Nazareth, the ANC said, we shall renew the ANC, we shall rebuild, we shall unite the ANC and the South African people as a whole. And we have seen with the Zondo Commission, we have seen what the SARS Commission is busy with, we have seen with the PIC Commission, and President Cyril Ramaphosa said in the Siyangoba rally, no one who is tainted will find space in the new cabinet that will be coming after the 25th of May. And we are saying that is the kind of leadership that we are voting for. That is the kind of a leader that COSATU backed towards Nazareth. And we backed him because his leadership has been proven during the formation of COSATU in 1985, during the formation of the National Union of Mine Workers. He has been at the forefront of creating the best constitution in the world. And we are saying, give the African National Congress an opportunity. There is no government that has delivered. There is no government that has taken the people of this country out of poverty other than the African National Congress.
Zingiswa Losi, the first female president of COSATU, about to cast her vote, saying that in fact people should have give the ANC one more chance in the Eastern Cape province. We understand they face space of 40% unemployment in the province, and we've heard that some employees aren't allowed to vote. She's saying that she's scrutinizing that issue very cautiously and will make sure that companies like Transnet do in fact let their employees go and cast their vote today.